Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Humankind, where nothing angers the AI more than loading the game. Apparently the Aztecs felt that our non-aggression pact had to be replaced with an aggression pact. It's probably not a problem, right? Like, we just have this border, they'd have to move a considerable distance to do any damage to us. We have defensive structures, and maybe even, elephants in those structures. Yeah, it's fine. It's not going to be a problem. So, we are 27 turns from the end of the game. Whoever is leading on fame at that point is going to win, and I gotta say, it feels like it might be us. What are we ahead by, like 2,600-ish points? And we have not gotten the valuable stars yet from this era, right? The good stars are still to come. Everybody else also hasn't gotten their valuable stars yet, but I think mathematically it's probably pretty close to impossible for anyone to catch us. So basically all we have to do is live, and we could try pushing for a high score here. We could do things to increase our score, I guess, which we will. We will try to do. They're bleeding 5 war support per turn. That's coming to an end pretty soon. And yeah, I guess we're just, continuing to push population and science, while still, obviously, getting all of the influence forever. We are bringing in a lot of money, a lot of dollars per turn, but man, it is very hard to reach the next money star. Okay, so hold on. If I mouse over that without clicking for a second, it does show us how much science we're going to get from it. I do wish that, like, when you clicked it, it would have the little pop-up. You know, because if you're actually going to get a choice of what to do with it, you reveal that by clicking. So it's a little weird that behavior is not consistent. Anyway, so we are the main influencer on our territories that we have. Oh, here we go. Here's a Phoenician's territory we could turn blue. And yeah, yellow's expanding somehow. I don't even know what they're doing. It is not directly relevant to us, obviously. Okay, so we're scouting. I would love to find like a minor faction that we could just take over. Make our lives a lot easier out here. Let's just end the turn there. And then I'm going to turn the yields back on. End the turn there so that we don't have to make sure to be careful about where we end the next turn. So we have to manage the health of these ships at least a little bit now. Okay, not a very good landmass at all, it turns out. You were sailing for that. Well, I guess let's just get you... Oh, right, sorry, these are caravels now. We don't even have to be concerned. Deep water has no effect on us. You were headed for land masses, although you are not our settler anymore, so... I don't know, there's some tiles in the inland that we could fill in at the very least. I'll tell you what, I am glad that we built that lighthouse. So we're about to be able to pull another wonder, which we absolutely will do. That's a pretty good source of fame. And in the meantime, we're just sitting on, like, quite a large amount of money. Let's get the university going here. At some point, we should build this thing. So... why is that 20 stability? Wait, how does this work? Oh, that's plus 20 stability because this is a district that has minus 10 stability, right? Building over this, building this over anything is going to be plus 20 stability. Well, I do want to grab, the extra influence, but I don't want to nuke the food output of the city. Is there any other stuff we could be doing? Yeah, plus 10% science. That's right. That's why I wanted that iron. Let's make sure that those are queued up in the other cities, because I absolutely will forget to put them up. Yeah. And we want to get them done right now while we have the iron, before we are denied access to it by people yelling at us, which that happens. Sometimes I get yelled at. It does occur. And I only usually deserve it. Only, like, almost all of the time. Okay, so put this in your queue as well. We'll have to buy these out as quickly as we can, because this is a thing that actually is kind of time sensitive. I am going to finish that library first, though, I think. Well, it's a pretty small raw science output. No, you know what? Work on this first. Everybody get this done, too. Also, that harbor is going to be pretty good, but, like, make sure you get this done first. Get those first. Okay, you're full industry. Okay, and how are we doing on this? Ah, we finished it. So, I do want the saltpeter. That's a little more expensive than I would like. You know what I actually really want is just to attach this. So, wait, I do that by clicking this, then clicking that. Oh, it's not even expensive. It's only like a single turn. Alright. Go ahead and prioritize this, I suppose. I mean, we're just going to buy that out. But yeah, prioritize that for right now. And then once we have that, we have the saltpeter necessary to build our unique unit if anybody actually threatens us. Which I do not think is necessarily all that likely. Orange is going to come to us begging for a cessation of hostilities any moment now. Which I'm way into. This is a bunch of stuff I don't care about a huge... Oh, the Cabinet of Curiosities. Never mind. I do care about that. And game end is approaching. Did you know?
Welcome. You have news?
Your proposal is too much of a ball and chain on my ambitions.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I have far too many elephants for anyone to want to fight me. So let's go ahead and lock in... What, like musketeers? No, we can't even make musketeers. We could build a bunch of man-o'-wars and just have them sit around all of the coasts. Give me mercantilism. Let's get that city cap. Not that we need it at this point. We've done a pretty good job of increasing our cap. Alright, $100. It's, you know, it's not nothing. It is literally not nothing. So we know there are more land masses up there. Probably the smart way to do this is to just sail up here, and the turn there. We will definitely make it across the shallow water in the next 2 turns from here. And then we can explore a little more thoroughly that away. And you go and scout in case there's something valuable that we missed. And same deal over here. So see, I think the problem is that anywhere that there's a potential for another path, the AI prefers to do that because it thinks this might be a faster approach. So there's not really a way for me to tell it to just wait until next turn and then get on land. Let's wait right here. We're gonna feel something out. I can tell to do this because we know that there's no easier way to get onto the island. You know, intel about the whole coastline does have actual value. Okay. And then next turn we'll have enough influence to claim a wonder and start working on it. I didn't say you were allowed to have control over your own areas. What are you doing? It is remarkable how quickly the AI sort of gives up on war, though. You present a reasonable front, and they don't even try to crack it. This is sometimes a problem with, in a broad sense, like kind of all 4X game AIs.
No, I cannot agree to this anemic proposal.
Okay, Orange, apparently they were at war.
Forget it.
For new foreign war declared? Ah, Yellow immediately went to war with Green. They're going to be at war with somebody. They're itching for combat, and they're really, really not willing to fight me at this point.
Will we end the day friends or foes?
Oh, I reckon it's going to be friendlier. Did you see, though? He threw up the T-pose for dominance real quick. He was like, just so you know. This is still how I feel. This is mine. What are you doing? Get out of here. Okay. So soon and forever, they will surrender. Let's just continue to have a look around. It seems like we've found quite a large landmass over here. And like a lot of... This is like pretty rich territory. If we'd gotten into the water a little bit faster, I'm sure I could have made better use of all this. Okay, peaceful encampment, but not a neutral civilization, though. Okay, that time it did let us do it. I swear that I tried exactly that thing with some of the other islands down here, and it still tried to plot those paths around. But okay, that's good. That's good that that worked. So we are much better at exploring on land. So I still don't know exactly where we're going with these two. This one. That's definitely just one. Why on earth did I say two? Alright, and we're buying these out, not necessarily to get people working on the wonder as quickly as possible, but more to make sure we get those finished. Alright, let me claim a new wonder. So... The other one that we were thinking about did get claimed. Makes sense. So, Taj Mahal, not very exciting. Honestly, this isn't really either. Are any of the others still available, or did they all... I assume they would, yeah, would all have gotten grabbed by now. Okay, well... Yeah, I still don't actually know what plus 50% money on settled city means. This gives production towards shared projects and 5% industry. I mean, that's good. Yeah, it's just an industry boost most of the time. I think we do have a holy site left to build, so that'll be good too. Yeah, sure, let's build this somewhere. And I don't know that it matters terribly where. Let's put it... let's build it at the capital, and then we'll ship a lot of... influence industry. We'll ship a lot of industry across from here to the holy sites that are being built elsewhere. I still think, yep, okay, we should make sure we finish all of our alchemy workshops as quickly as we can, and then cities can contribute to the big project of the moment. And I'm just going to go ahead and slap this in the queue for every city. Alright, so we are 2 population away from that. That could pop any turn, honestly. We have 2 births a lot of the time. Trade is constantly being disrupted. Oh. Trade is forbidden, in fact. Obviously, we'll keep that running. It is almost doubling our gold income to have that up. That's lovely. So some copper, some saffron. You know, I do like saffron. Wow, yeah, look at all this territory. So we're just like the center of the ocean here. Man. Do wish we had gotten out here earlier. I don't know how feasible it would have been, though, because we really did need ships that were capable of traveling across the deep water. Like, we couldn't have done it too much earlier. Love to not be limited by the movement penalty of forests. So for the moment, we would not be able to directly connect territory that we grab down here to any of our cities. Like, I don't see that as being terribly interesting. We could, of course, just construct a new city down there. But I don't know that that's a thing I even want to do. I guess if we're trying to get the expansionist stars, I probably should do things like that. So we suspect that there's no land over here. Yeah, we're really sailing quite far in this direction. You just wait there until next turn. And with 752 gold, we can, yeah, probably buy something else out. Should I build a settler? Because we're about to have a city cap of 9, right? Should I build a settler for the purpose of coming down here and grabbing this? I guess if we want those stars... Yeah, okay, let's do it. We'll buy out the settler. It'll take 8 turns. Also, settler eats 3 population, which is a thing I had not noticed. I guess, actually, if I'm going to do this, I'd probably do it up here, right? Never mind. You only have 11 population. That's right. That city has kind of crummy, food. Yeah, let's do it from here, then. I'm gonna make it second priority. Let's buy out the Alchemist Workshop first. I'm not too concerned about people getting that out from under us.
Me? Challenge accepted.
Alright, they are surrendering. I accept.
You are a rare...
I accept your tiny, tiny reparations. Bam, problem solved. Okay. In addition, we don't need to buy that out. Let's make sure that we're getting all of these finished. In case we lose access to that, like, next turn. No, okay. Everything's good. Everybody's working on important stuff. And religious conversion in Herkuf, which is... Everybody's very concerned about Herkuf. Always the word Herkuf is on my lips. Okay, where are we at on research? Okay, we're going to get that next turn. We're pulling through these stars very quickly, which is obviously great for our overall score. Parisius is having food issues. Really? Even with... Okay, well, part of the problem is I'm not managing the city very carefully. Let's make sure that we have people in food mode. There are ways, there are options on that screen for having the AI manage things a little bit better. I am distrustful, basically. So I always prefer to do it myself, but then I also don't always do a great job. I mean, I may as well make the demand if I'm not gonna... Because we have other demands against them, right? We can't trade with them as long as I have these demands up. All of our war support... You know what?
I suppose I can waive this one. Go about your
I
way.
withdraw. I accept.
This will be a blessing for all parties.
This will be a blessing for all
I'm happy.
parties. It's a very strange way of pronouncing that. Let's just buy access to each other's resources and get back to the business of improving our empires. Can we buy your lead? I can buy your lead. Yeah, they should have some resources that are really cheap for us to purchase, right? Because they're right on my border. Obviously, lead is pretty good. So, third science star requires 5 more technologies. We are for sure going to get that. We're almost certainly going to get this. We're just about to get that. Lots of fame. Lots of fame incoming. Okay, we're going to mouse over this. You may pay to unlock naval artillery. I do not have the 14,000 gold that would take, so why don't we just take a brief 4,500 science boost here. That's not the button I wanted. What am I doing? I was over a turn of research. You know, it's not nothing. Let's grab... Like I'm just going to put the rest of the technologies in the queue. Right? Why not? Is that everything? Is that going to get us... Right, you don't need all of the prereqs of a thing to get it. We can get Furnace Steel from Chivalry without having to have heavy infantry. Which means, yep, there are still some things at the back here. Okay. So we'll get all of that. Trade routes are getting destroyed. Parisius is having some food issues. I feel like we should be able to ship food in, right? We have lots and lots of food in other cities. Way more than we could possibly use. So at this point, what is the value of conversion? I guess it's expanding the areas where I'm getting bonuses off of this thing, right? Yeah, any territory where I have influence dominion, I'm getting some amount of money. Okay. Actually, hold on, let me look at that lens again. So we have a lot of influence coming in there. I'm sort of curious, like, are these places falling in my direction? Wow, this influence diagram is wild. What is happening here? I don't know. It's hard to tell. So for the moment, they are narrowly in control of that. I'm assuming there's a reduced influence effect over distance. Like, where Karma is producing less effect on San Lorenzo than it is on Tikal. And then on top of that, San Lorenzo has more population and stuff. I'm sure there are a lot of complicated factors involved. And I will say this, I do not necessarily feel like we are getting particularly great information as to those factors. Like, I'm really not sure why we are seeing the numbers we're seeing. Presumably the final game's going to have, like, tutorials and stuff, right? Probably that stuff will get explained in a way that is comprehensible. Oh, hello! This is exactly what I was looking for. So we're going to need some amount of influence, obviously, to settle our own stuff, but let's give them this. Right, we have those settlers coming in who just have the settle a city action, but I'm assuming that that's still going to cost influence to perform. On account of it costs influence to put down an outpost, but maybe that will turn out not to be the case. Who knows? Okay, so we'll get back in the water and we'll scout this out. I see we are not the only ones who are having such a thought. Oh, I ended my turn on a tile that's completely cliffed. What am I doing? Not noticing cliffs on the north side of things is the answer to that question. Yeah, you guys are good for this turn. And yeah, with 352 gold, we're not buying anything. So my assumption is that we will not be able to get a another wonder. Because there was only one left on the thing, right? And we could certainly get up to 7,400 influence, but I have to imagine somebody else will have bought out that wonder first. An inventor-engineer, ostracized from her own country on account of her religion, has come to you offering her scientific expertise. She wishes to settle in Kerma where she believes she could work productively. Her pioneering work on the fundamentals of engines could be vital, but the fact that she is not a follower of Nubian shamanism could make things difficult. No, we're like very accepting of other religions around here. Right? Didn't I make some civics choices to that effect? If we throw her in jail, my cities will celebrate. I don't trust my people if that is the case. Yeah, I'm gonna take naturalize. Welcome aboard. Also, speaking about this, I'm noticing. Hey, we have a civics point over here. What matters at this point? Not very much, right? Like, none of this stuff is huge. More civics points doesn't really matter. In theory, I suppose it would be good if we could... This whole axis is doing nothing for us, so it would be kind of good if we could move that into a place where it does matter. Yeah, it feels like... It does feel like probably... it would be best for me to just hold this civics point and hope that a new thing opens up, because none of these matter. We're about to get another civics point, and I still think that's true. Is how grim the situation is. How would you also like some dollars? I just want to get this moving as quickly as possible. So, assimilating them is going to cost 1,600 influence. I wonder why it's so much more expensive. I wonder if it has to do with the distance between us and their stuff. That would not be terribly surprising. That makes a lot of sense to me. And it's probably like cheaper if they're properly underneath your influence bubble as well. Okay, that's interesting, potentially. So yeah, we have confirmed there is no land around here. So if we think we're going to be able to pull a city like this, do I maybe want to settle? I mean, incense is no good. This land all feels no good. And we can kind of spider out from Malacca, but it's probably going to be to our benefit to have more than one city on this continent. Yeah, let's just go ahead and... I'm not terribly worried about this. And then we should definitely continue influence bombing stuff. Pretty much just for the hell of it. Let's convert this. Just keep pushing our influence all the way across Yellow's territory. And it's like a grievance engine, right? We could create situations where we're demanding stuff from them, but at this point, like, they're not going to give them to us, and also the game's not going to go on long enough for the effects of them not giving stuff to us to matter. We could declare war and we could try to push across people's territory, but I'm not convinced even, like, beyond the fact that I don't know if I think that would be worth the effort we would put into it. I'm not necessarily convinced we could defeat the other players. Like, obviously, they would have a hard time getting in on us. But I think we'd have to invest, like, real resources and population into trying to arm up enough to do that, and I don't know that we would be successful in the amount of time we have left. Winning a war turns out to be not entirely trivial. Who knew? Alright, I think we'll just leave you right there. I am kind of curious if there is more land... Oh no, in fact, we know there is more land up there, because, right, we had a trade route running through there at some point. Alright, every turn we drop culture bombs. I'm kind of trying to wipe out Yellow's cultural influence, so let's keep culture bombing them. Just keep creeping things forward. Okay, we still have this going on. Do we want to pour any more resources into Malacca? We're plus 12 per turn now. So we're going to get to 90... Or maybe we only have to be across the line at 60, right? Like, maybe it's not even that big a deal. We can pour in some more money, though. We don't really have a lot of use for our gold. This is a fine thing for our gold to be used for. Alright, Huarikonga is also having food concerns. Well, Huarikonga can definitely resolve that by just building more districts, right? So we're not going to be able to get across 60 in a single turn, no matter how we do this. So I think I'm kind of comfortable just letting that continue at the pace it's continuing at. We need to sail out of this bay here. What about over here? Have we found anything fun? I don't know, it's all land, but none of it's, like, impressive land. Pretty soon we will have territory over here where we can repair these ships, though, and then we can be a little bit more cavalier with them. Alright, you get on shore. And where exactly are we trying to make landfall? I don't actually know. We didn't figure out a good place to settle. We just figured out where the shore was. So I guess we'll see. And you guys are good for right now. We'll worry about all of the places where food is an issue after we get the wonder up. So I guess you're just sailing back around this way. We'll sail up the coast over here, because the other ship is doing a fine job of mapping this side. Lots and lots of horses out here. That's got to be oil, right? Strategic resource from the next era in the middle of the water. Okay, more saltpeter. And honestly, the territory here is not awful. Or the terrain, rather. So a lot of what looks like it used to be buildings. I mean, these are still buildings. But it's interesting that this place is just empty. Why are there buildings here? Did green maybe wipe out a neutral or something? Can't imagine why they would. Okay, it'll be a lot easier to figure out where we want to put stuff down once we actually have somebody on land. And... yay, population. So here comes our final influence star. Just keep doing this. Yeah. So let's see. In terms of population, we still have a long, long way to go. We're probably not going to cap those out. Wow, did Brown really just reach the final era? I guess a lot of people are really far behind, right? On stars, yeah. Yeah, actually, wow, green and purple are way, way back there. Purple still only has 1,300 fame. I feel very bad for them. I had a non-zero part in that. Okay, so we already have whatever technology this applies to, so it'll just give us the boost. It turns out that it's good to have neighbors. A lot of people got a lot of feelings about me.
You bring your stick
I'm fine
here,
with that.
Open the windows.
Wow. I am not going to make a thing of this. How about that? They claimed this 2-tile island. I mean, I guess it's progress toward a star, right? It's not nothing. It's close. But it's not technically nothing. We have no idea what their progress on their stars is, right? Like, maybe they really needed one more territory. I do not have any idea, by the way, whether the AI has any notion of the ending of the game. Like, if they start executing moves to make sure they secure stars as we approach 150. So we're certainly not just gonna... Huh. That tile is not coastal water. The horses are a little tiny bit confused. You know, it's resourced like it's coastal water, though. I think for all game purposes, that is coastal water, and it just is not supposed to have land drawn on it. Weird. Weird stuff. You know, the world's a big weird place with lots of big weird things happening in it. That's what I'll say about this. How dare you? How dare you think you can have cultural influence anywhere at all? Okay, so we'll get up here, we'll try to find some high ground, and we'll figure this out. I'm eager to see this ability in action. Okay, so this time we are not allowed to try to grab them. So we'd have to get to plus 24 in order to be able to get them next turn. Or we could just wait you know what, there's no reason to press this any further. We can just wait 2 turns, that's fine. So, okay, we're going to pick up 3 new cities, which we have the city cap for, and then we can probably attach some more tiles beyond that. So we're going to gain a lot of land real fast. Got our siege cannons, which gets us the last science star. We get 100 fame from our wonder. Yep, and then we got to deal with food. We got food issues in places. I do think it's funny that the game classifies... Oh, are the new cultures in? Oh, I thought we were... Huh. I thought there were only 4 eras. I guess I was wrong. Well, that's interesting. We should probably, if we're allowed to pick another culture, we should probably try to just grab an aesthetics culture and see if we can't burn through some more aesthete stars. Right, because we just got our last science star and our last aesthetics star. No, sorry, we have one more of these. Well, then we definitely should not move on yet, because that's a huge amount of aesthetics. But that means that... am I allowed to just not do research? Hold on. Take the science out of the... Oh, well, if we're getting another era... Yeah, never mind. We're fine. We're fine. We have plenty of stuff to look up. So, yeah, we wait. We wait just a little bit longer. You were headed for this, because nobody's going to get mad at me for taking this, and then we can expand out to that. Although green's not going to declare war on me either way. What am I talking about? That's not actually a risk. Oh, it's riskier for them than it is for me. Yeah, okay, see here. We should be able to get out of the water. Well... Interesting that I'm allowed to get out there, but not here. Wonder why that is. Okay, that's fine. Just get out of the water. We'll resolve it all later. Okay, iron. That's compelling. We do still actually need a source of iron that we control. You lot... I don't actually know what I want you to do. It's probably not... You know, actually, being over here might be useful. Maybe you just, like, go hang out on this hill for a while. Have a look around over here, see if maybe there's some more interesting land, or some of this stuff. Potentially that. Okay, what's going on with food? We are minus 11 food. Just too much population. The answer to the question is there's too much damn population. So, yeah, some of these. And then I'm going to hold off on buying anything out for a second here. We'll do that presently. We will be doing some of that for sure. Do I have any food infrastructures left? Yes. Grain silos. Grain silos are of some import. Actually, we should definitely build those here as well. Marble harvested from the nearby quarry will be named after this city and bring even greater benefits. Can only be built once in the world. Interesting. So, we can't build the obsidian manufactory without enough strategic resource deposits. What does that mean? I wonder if that tooltip is actually saying the thing it means to say. Yeah, sure. Let's make this a proper marble manufactory. That sounds very fancy. Also, it's quite cheap. I'll just buy it out. Hooray, we got that fancy marble. I wonder if it's the case that, like, there can only... What it's actually trying to tell us here is somebody else already did a sage manufactory, but the tooltip is just referencing the wrong failure reason or something. Seems at least possible. I'm going to go ahead and finish the first farmer's quarters before building this, because we can, and it will provide enough food to fix the starvation issue. Here we're also a little rough on food. It will take 3 turns to build a farmer's quarter, or 5 turns to build this, yeah, we don't have any other food stuff available. All right, well, let's get to building a quarter. I mean, obviously the quarter has the benefit that it will give us another farmer space as well, which matters. What if we weren't all starving? Can you imagine such a world? Here we can definitely build some decent food. Here we can't build good farmers' quarters. And we're still very fine on food here. In fact, I'm gonna refocus this city on population growth for a little bit. Let's really get that done. And then we now have the ability to build hamlets, which will help a lot. Yeah, because we can exploit the food and industry on tiles. Hamlets are really a huge boost to city effectiveness. Actually, we probably just want to build a hamlet here as well, right? We still can't really get very much food, sadly. It's a grim time for food. Yeah, let's focus on that. We certainly don't need research very badly right now. Okay, so exactly how long are we talking about waiting here? We need 6,200-ish science. Almost exactly 6,200 influence. So, not that long. Yeah, I think it's worth waiting for that, and then we can move up and grab whatever. So probably, actually, like, these other cultures, are they in the era above us? No, did they... Really, are they in my era with 0 stars? That's very strange. But yeah, it doesn't look like any of the next era cultures are taken yet, so... A new Civic, hooray! Word has arrived that your bravest, most intrepid sailors have crossed wild seas and discovered an entire new continent full of riches. And also, people. Let's ignore that part. With wealthy individuals ready to patronize more expeditions to take advantage of this newfound natural wealth, it is time you asked yourself how you wish to secure the resources needed to power your great empire. Materials procurement is the most neutral way you could possibly do that. Okay. So you need a large enough number of total resource deposits of a type in order to construct wondrous deposits, I guess. So maybe what that tooltip is actually trying to say is not strategic resources, it's luxury resource things of this type. Maybe. Or maybe it really is that you just need a certain number of strategic deposits and we don't have them. Or +1 city cap. I kind of want +1 city cap, if I'm being honest. I kind of want to build a bunch of cities out there. So yeah, seize resources, they say. Yeah, that is kind of what I said, isn't it? And then, like, you know what? I am going to enact this. That's going to move our ideology thing a little bit, and we would like to move it back if we have a choice to do so. Because we bounced off of this over to that. But, like, we don't really have that many things to do with gold. Okay, yeah, so communal rights will get us back over there when we get a civics point next turn. And it'll also unlock the procession action, which we will never use. So we are extremely set on stability. Alright, let's have a look around over here. I kind of want to settle in a more central location. I think that makes sense. But maybe the smart thing to do is just to get the city down and then figure it out afterward. Okay, a wreck containing a reasonable amount of science. Some sanctuaries and stuff. We're not seeing any of the kinds of things that would compel me to think, we need to put stuff down right here, right now, immediately. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and commit some of that. We may as well make a grand tea house, since we're looking at ending our tenure in this area. Let's make a grand tea house, or in this era, rather. Let's make a grand tea house somewhere around here. Yeah, these tiles are not very impressive. We'll try to go ahead and build as many of these as we can before we leave. Okay, a little bit more science. Cool. It does look like this is all pretty incidental. Okay, well, we can see there's something over there. I guess let's go find out. And as ever, just continue to influence bomb, basically for the hell of it. I can't do it over here yet, although we totally will when we can. Convert. No yellow influence is allowed. I wonder what happens if we actually run all the yellow influence out. It does look like as we are expanding our sphere of influence, the different areas are backing each other up, and so it is getting harder and harder for yellow to maintain any influence anywhere. Maybe we will just wipe out their influence completely. Okay, that's fun. That's entertaining to me. Alright, so one more district built for that. Obviously, we're going to get there. Got ourselves a blooming state. It's like an onion. A state is like an onion. Which is to say, it's big and green and it lives in a swamp. Convert. Continue conversion. Just creeping forward forever. It does feel to me like the game is not really built for this level of influence production. We're flying off the handle here. It's not what that phrase means, but you know what you know what I mean. I guess we probably want to settle kind of near the center of this little landmass. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Maybe the thing to do is just to put down... Oh hey, volunteers. What kind of volunteers? Okay, those are some good volunteers. Welcome aboard. I guess you guys can help us scout. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna settle next turn. I don't know where. So wait, we don't want to do that. We want to do Found City. So... Okay, maybe it does not have a cost. Yeah, alright. We'll Found City down there. And then you have found a bay. So I guess let's make sure that we see as much inland as we can from here. No, that's not new information. Alright, it seems like it's not usually necessary to go all the way into the coast, because no matter what, you are limited to just a couple of tiles of inland vision. Here in Napata, can continue to work on all of this food. And like I was saying, tea houses probably ought to get built. Hey, how about 20 stability and 30 influence? How about that? Down here... So we should probably build one of these, and it kind of doesn't matter where we put it. It's going to be crummy. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. So that money star is showing, and yeah, we're probably not too far off of that. We're still... I'm going to keep looking at that because my memory is so incredibly bad. Okay, so we should be able to assimilate these guys over here now, right? Yes, and we are allowed to pay... Interesting. If you can pay gold... I wonder if we didn't have enough gold, I wonder if this would be payable as influence. I'm happy to pay it in gold. I would rather pay it in gold, but I think it's interesting that we were not given the option. And then... Since we're about to have more city cap, we could just buy out another settler here. No, never mind. I cannot. The city somehow doesn't have 3 population. How long have they been over here working with the ability to get stuff... Okay, whatever. Hamlet. Yeah, give me some more... So you can see you can build a hamlet disconnected from a city, and then it becomes a place that you can build more districts off of, which is very compelling, obviously. That's going to help. We probably want that Stonyfield thing. That's going to be really good here. Just a quick 20 industry. And then... I don't know exactly how much more money I want to spend. That's a porcelain deposit. Interesting. Because, like, obviously we have other cities that I want to spend money in. But I probably want to get some basic food stuff going here. A lot of this early stuff is so cheap. Alright, and then if I wanted to just put up a farmer's quarter, which should be considerably cheaper than another hamlet. Also, I mean, like, it's good to build farmer's quarters because you don't get You don't get those adjacency bonuses from a hamlet. Once you have a tight enough web of farmers' quarters, it gets quite strong, right? Let's make sure that we are producing all of the food. And industry here is not great either. Yeah, but we'll build industry buildings out this way. Let's build one more district there. Well, hold on. Am I maxed out on these? No. We'd have to build 13 more districts to get this star. We can do that in the amount of time we have left. I'm absolutely comfortable with that. Oh, I already... Yeah, sorry, I built that one already. Or rather, I put it in the queue already. So we can build some of these out here. City is still, I was going to say, still looking remarkably good, industry-wise, or stability-wise. So yeah, we'll build like that. And then this has a nice high stability place. We just sort of built all the way around it. So you can just put that down and recap the city's stability, and then we can figure stuff out from there. And we should probably actually start building the holy site. What are we doing in all of our other cities right now? We just have lots of food buildings going on. All right, once we have this thing built in the other cities, we're going to start building that holy site just like in the middle of this continent. That seems like the move to me. Yep, we're working on Huarkanga. I'm doing everything I can. Start by moving you out to here. I'm not going to get any new vision from that. You lot can move inland. Yeah, you know where you're going. So wait, can we get access to... Oh no, this isn't that. Sorry. For a moment there, I did not know who I had selected. You. There's no water in the territory that we own on this side of the island. That's very awkward. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. We have lots of health. We could spend a couple of turns in the deep sea and still be okay. 100 gold worth of carcasses. You know, you just take them to your carcass guy and he buys them right up. I'd like to get on land, please. Can I? Nope. Alright, well. We'll just sail around the coast until we have revealed enough tiles that we no longer have trouble getting on land. In Huarkanga, we are going to begin the construction of the stone rings, but we are going to ship this industry all the way over to here. Yep, it will let me do that. Excellent. Excellent news. In Parisius, we will also give an assist. Napata's busy. Kerma should prioritize that. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have no problem running enough districts to get this last star. There we go. That's where I was trying to aim. Now I'm wondering, if I was wrong about the number of eras in this thing, am I also wrong about the number of turns? It might be a good idea to go look. The Defiant Canvas. With cultural venues flourishing across the Empire, a famous painter has been criticizing your rule obliquely through their work. Based in the cosmopolitan city of Huarkanga, their latest piece depicts a gluttonous, saggy-fleshed giant snacking on a platter of sugared cakes, and they are gaining much public attention. What is your response? Hey, who's saggy-fleshed? Come on now. We can prohibit all political artwork. That seems bad. That seems like a bad move to me. Or, you know, the edge of the artist's censure could be blunted by seeming pleased with it. That actually, first of all, that seems like the smarter response to me, and secondly, it doesn't move our order axis in the wrong direction. So, yeah, confirm. Also, I forgot to do this thing, but we were totally going to do this thing. Where's the religious rights thing? Yeah. Let's bump that slider back over in that direction. Okay, so here we are going to found a city. Right there, I think. Okay, so we just have a whole city now. And it does have 3 population. I'm assuming I'm not allowed to build a settler until there is 4, though. No, they totally would let me just remove all population from the city. They should not let me do that. That's a bad idea. Okay, so let's build some districts. First of all, there are definitely some good places for a hamlet. Yeah, let's do it up here. Well, that location has science. No, that's right. That's... We could build here, get a little bit more industry, and then build a science district over here and start working... Yeah, actually, let's do it that way. So let's see. It's 7 science either way we go. Yeah, sure. And then we just start building the network of science buildings. Probably shouldn't spend all of our gold on this right away, because the city does need other things to be functional as well. We should also definitely grab the horses. And we're already at pretty good values for food and industry, honestly. Focus on population production, and then, like... We don't need more settlers, right? We can grab the rest of this land with our horses and our guys on foot and stuff. And then just attach it to the existing city. You are an actual civilization. Okay. Let's begin construction of a grand tea house. Like here? We'll get one down and then we'll build around it for later. Yeah, like here is fine. Do that. And then I'm going to pour some influence into these guys. The problem is this is going to come out as a city, right? And then we're going to have to fix that. Well, whatever, it's fine. We'll go to 20. So we'll get them convertible. You know what? We have to get to 90, right? Would it be worth taking it all the way up to 30? We could do it. If I spent all of my influence, we get all the way up to 30. Buy this thing out in 3 turns. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna commit. I do love to commit, especially in situations where it's like not necessarily the right thing to do. So I wasn't even looking at the next era's research because I didn't remember that there was going to be one, so I don't actually even know what we want. Alright, and then found a city. It's going to be like an okay city. I think I like 10-9. Alright, so Nanjing is ours, and then... Were I to build an outpost here for claiming purposes, it would be quite cheap, actually. Get more saltpeter, we get more saffron, and green's not going to do anything about it. I do not believe green will do anything about it. So we'll do that for to connect that. Let's have our Lance actually stop in friendly territory for a second. We'll heal up pretty quickly. Yeah, stay at this position until healed. Oh! Hey, we discovered a world wonder that's still out there. Even more fame for me, hooray. Also, it is just, like, really pretty. I haven't been zooming in and, like, looking at the graphics very much. The game is definitely beautiful. You know, my inclination is always just to convert everything to mechanics as quickly as possible. I try to stay zoomed in like this a little bit more when playing games for the channel, because I know people like the graphics. When I play for myself, I play the game like this. Like, a lot of the time. Do you want to just get on land? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay, so Napata doesn't need to help with this. This thing's already basically done. We should probably just build out more of these, because we're going to be leaving the era soon. And I do like a huge amount of influence. I'm a pretty big fan of a really large amount of influence. Beijing. We could build another hamlet off in the corner, but no, like, let's build some infrastructure type stuff, probably. +2 food per farmer, probably a good idea real early on. We don't have a lot of rocky field here. We do have some lumberyard. Right, there's woodland tiles. It's not a huge number of them, but there's more over here in this exploitation. That said, we're not necessarily getting industry from a huge number of these tiles, but all this stuff at least. Yeah, this is totally the right thing to build next. And finally, in Nanjing, the new city, this is the kind of place where you would probably want to build some, buy out some stuff really fast. And too bad. Didn't really give myself the opportunity to do that. We probably should connect the horses. We probably should, like, hamlet over here. Actually, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. And obviously we want to expand up here, but we have to wait until that is finished to connect it. So probably what we should do is build some maker's quarters down into the trees here, and then build a lumberyard, right? That'll be good for us. Okay, so I don't know how, but I had convinced myself that there was a chance that we were going to, he's fighting back on the influence front. I'd convinced myself, oh no, sorry. He has territory, he does not have influence over here. So these are slowly converting to Ming, like, yeah, we're gonna completely consume all of Yellow's influence. I had somehow convinced myself that there was a chance that we were within an hour of the end of the game. Like, I forgot how I play these games. So, I think we are... Let's hit end turn, and then we'll maybe call the episode there for the moment. So we need one more territory for the expansionist star. We're going to get this next turn. We're a couple turns off of that. And then we'll just spend a couple of turns in the final era. But I think it would be foolish to move on without getting our final influence star. I don't know, maybe given the small number of turns that remain, maybe it would in fact be more influence to go that way. What have we here? The distant metropolis. Founding cities across your own continent is a challenging endeavor, but still much simpler than founding them on foreign shores. Seasons, climate, wildlife, staple foods, everything is alien, not least a population drawn largely from local stock. Now that you find yourself in such a position, with the empire fragmented across different landmasses, you must decide your outlook on such new cities. Generally, I'm for them. Are they naturalized colonies or vassal colonies? So this would give... Oh, this refers to captured cities, though. That's interesting, because the text does not suggest that that's what it will be about. Well, I don't actually care about this, then. I don't know that we're going to be capturing a lot of cities, frankly. So anyway, the point I was making is that this is clearly not going to be the final episode. This is where we're going to call this one for today. And thank you all so much for watching. And when you come back next time, you know what? Tomorrow we'll do another one tomorrow that will actually wrap up the game. Maybe if I remembered what the what the number of turns was. When you come back next time tomorrow, no matter what, we are definitely actually going to enter the brave new era. And we'll see you then.